Hey guys, welcome back to Fignican Records. Today we're going to do my top 10 favorite progressive debuts, anywhere from progressive rock to progressive metal, and anywhere in between, and kind of, left, right, and center. I mean, prog goes everywhere. So let's dive straight into this, though, and starting with some albums I could not find on LP or CD, and one album I could not, well, not one album I could not find, but one album I do not own. Hopefully will in the future, though, because it's a great album. Of course, being one of my top 10 debuts. But let's start up with, how about Tales of Mystery and Imagination by the Alan Parsons Project. Of course, this, I got a little reference here, because I want to get the track listing so I don't fuck anything up, because, I can't just remember 10 songs off the top of my head, because I remember, I don't know. There's too many songs I've listened to remember 10 songs on one album. Of course, it starts out with Dream Within a Dream. Great opening. The Raven, great song. Delta Heart, great song. Casa Amontillado, great song. System of Dr. Tar and Professor Feather, amazing. And then you have the Fall of the House of Usher, which is a really big orchestral or instrumental overall. Just great piece, 15 minutes long. Takes up like half the album. Great track, though. And then To One in Paradise, another great one. Basically, just hit after hit on that album. I know a lot of people say it's their favorite Alan Parsons Project album. I could agree with them there, honestly. It's a great album. That's why it deserves to be on the top 10 of most people's lists. If you guys haven't listened to it, I would definitely highly recommend. It's a great one. Let's go to the next one then. All right, we're back. And now with Devin Townsend's Accelerated Evolution. Of course, the Devin Townsend Band's debut. Sorry about that little pause there, by the way. I'm feeling a little sick. That's why I've been not releasing videos. So today's video will be the first one in a little bit of time. But I was really not feeling great. So I do want to make bad videos for y'all. But yeah, Accelerated Evolution. You got some great tracks on here. Death Charge, Deadhead, Suicide, Sunday Afternoon, Away. I mean, you got some great songs on here. Honestly, it's kind of hard because a lot of these bands, I feel like you think, oh man, these are like amazing progressive rock bands, amazing progressive rock artists or whatever. A lot of them don't have great debuts. I'm not, like, I love Styx. I don't think their debut's their best. Love Kansas. Don't think their debut's the best. Devin Townsend, like solo Devin Townsend. I mean, Punky Brewster's is not in his top 5. Not close. But, it is what it is. So luckily, sometimes they have offshoot bands like Devin Townsend Band. Here we go. Amazing album to start out with. One of, Devin Townsend's best songs, Deadhead's on here. And, it's just classic. But next up, how about a newer band? One of the few newer bands on here. How about Psychotic Symphony by Sons of Apollo. Great album. Love seeing him live. I actually saw him for a 2020 tour. Or was it 2020? I guess what the album was, 2020. I don't know, man. It was weird. Anything since COVID's been kind of weird, to be fair. But yeah, you got some great songs on here. This is one of the few bands I think is very, 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 very catchy and hard to say, like, this couldn't be, just an average, like, metal album. It's good for people who like hooks. It's good for, when I say average, I mean, like, I don't want to say, like, people might not think this is a prog album, is what I mean. So kind of like some of those classic prog albums, like, Pink Floyd, where people are, like, addicted to it, but usually prog is usually a different story. But yeah, you got some great songs on here. God of the Sun, amazing epic to open the track, 11 minutes long. You have Coming Home, great chorus on that. Labyrinth, fucking love the synth in that song, amazing. Some great instrumentals like Figaro's Whore, Opus Maximus, and of course you got that awesome, super catchy Divine Addiction as well. And with that, let us dive straight into our next few albums. How about one that y'all probably won't know? A lot of y'all probably want to know. How about Back to Relays? The Awakening / Last Fight of the Primordial. Of course, it's a 2-part album here. In part 1, absolutely amazing. You got Basil Abscon, I believe is how you say that. Warnings, Massacre and Escape, and The Awakening. Great part 1. And then you have some great songs on the second part. Ghosts and Vengeance, Last Fight of the Primordial, The Doorway. Just amazing album. Amazing guys who work on this too. If you guys haven't ever checked these guys out, highly suggest it. They're a smaller band out of Spain. Really deserve more recognition than they get. This is a funky album. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like when people say like dry aging steak. You know, Mr. Guga. I'm gonna throw this over here real quick. Sorry, just gonna get in my way. But yeah, funky steak, like dry aged steak, has a funky flavor. Here we go. This is a funky, weird album. Its singer is very unique. He's actually only on this album for them. On their second album, they got a new singer, also amazing. Like I'd say Bruce Dickinson mixed with, I don't know, just think of like really deep, harsh vocals. Not everybody's going to like it, but I enjoy it. Great album. This is also amazing. Highly suggest listening to this and their second album. They also got a new single coming out. I don't know if they're releasing a new album soon, but hopefully, because I love to hear it. Next up, how about, is it Halas Halas? I don't know. I always say Halas, but I don't know if that's right. Of course, we got Excerpts from A Future Past. Great album, awesome album cover, and really cool stuff. Have some of my code in there probably. Probably some digital download card. Yep. Great album though. You have the amazing, the Astral Seer, the Golden City, Samira, I think. Star Rider, classic song. Shadow of the Templar, Illusion Sky. Great long tracks. Classic sounding prog. I'd say classic sounding like krautrock, not krautrock. I don't know where these guys exactly are out of. Doesn't really say. We like recorded anything. They got accented vocals. I think I talked about this before in a video. They are great. Underrated. You guys should check them out if you haven't. But next up, how about we hop into some of the LPs I have here. Starting out with, how about Ancients? Of course, Heart of Oak. You got some great songs on here. Raise the Sun. Giants on the Foot and the Light. Faith and Oath. I mean, you just got great prog. It's like, I don't want to say doomy. I don't know if doomy is right, but it's really good. It's like death metal-y. Everything. If you like Opeth, you like your harsh and clean mix of progressive metal, you guys will like that band. Check them out. Super underrated. Need to be as big as Opeth. Need to be as big as Devin Townsend. Need to be big. The first album, amazing, Heart of Oak. Second album, also great. Not as good as the first album, but that's why this is a top debut. Next up, how about we got Script for a Jester's Tear by Marillion. Of course, you have amazing songs on here. He Knows You Know, Script for a Jester's Tear, The Web, and then, of course, you have the second side. I always forget the fucking Garden Party is a great song, and great album. I really think this is what really brought prog into the 80s. Because I think without this, I don't think we would have gotten a bunch of prog. The 80s is kind of lacking overall. I've tried doing my favorite prog song from every year since 1969 when maybe one of the albums on this list came out. Maybe we'll see in a second, but I mean, sorry, man, my throat. I hate to be doing that, but yeah, it's hard to you get in 86 and there's not a lot of albums coming out. Also the 90s, but the 90s also started with some Dream Theater, so we kind of bounced back in the 90s too. So next up, how about Journey to the Center of the Eye by Nectar? Great album. One of my personal favorite albums of all time just to sit and listen to. You got some great songs on here though. Astronaut's Nightmare, love it. Countenance, great song. The Nine, Lifeless Daughters of the Sun, Warp Oversight, Dream Nebula, Burn Out My Eyes, Void of Vision, Pupil of the Eye, Look Inside Yourself, You consider yourselves like an interlude. But it's kind of hard because the song just flows so well together. It's kind of like you listen to it consistently, like or I guess not consistently. Well, yes, consistently too. I listen to it consistently all the time. But I would say what I was trying to say is and like back to back songs, back to back. You listen to it front to back. You're gonna love that album if you love prog. It's a little bit psychedelic, so you could be like, "Oh, is that really a prog?" But I mean, I still think it's a concept album. It's literally about fucking traveling to the center of the eye. You know what I mean? Crazy, like sporadic, almost, like I don't want to say schizophrenic, but kind of almost schizophrenic playing. It seems not like in a bad way, but in like a like these guys are playing crazy, and it's sucking you in kind of way, and I love it. Next up, how about Act 1, The Lake South, The River North by The Deer Hunter, of course. One of my favorite modern prog groups. Or I guess this is actually was just by him, I'm pretty sure. But of course, you have some great songs on here. This is really like one of the bands that got me into modern prog. And kind of outside the normal. This is more like, I'd say, modern, I don't want to say like, I don't want to say acceptable. Acceptable is like a weird word, like other prog's unacceptable. Definitely like a lot of people could, a lot of people could listen to this. But you have some great songs on here. City Escape, fucking love that. Like, it's kind of has that kind of like impending capture kind of vibe going on. The Inquiry of Mystery, great song. The Pimp and the Priest, I love that song. It's kind of a song that's all about duality of, I'm not going to go into it too deep, because if I do, it'll be crazy, but crazy universe that he built. And overall, awesome album. Love The Deer Hunter. His new album was also great, Antimai. So if you guys like really, like, I'd say big hooks, big orchestral, Deer Hunter does it all really, really fucking well. Next up, and the one I was maybe alluding to earlier, how about Court of the Crimson King by King Crimson? I mean, come on, dude. You got Big Red Man yelling. Ah! You got some classics on here, though. I Talk to the Wind, 21st Century Schizoid Man. God, why am I fucking blanking on Court of the Crimson King? Some great stuff. I think I said 21st Century Schizoid Man. I think I said that one. I don't think I said. I was trying to think of which one I was saying. But yes, great fucking albums we got there. All debuts. If you guys have any ideas for yourself, what you were thinking when you saw this video title, like, oh man, what are my top 10? Yeah, put them in the comments, guys. I love getting feedback from y'all. It's really cool, and hopefully I'll catch y'all later. But that's it for this episode. Peace.